In the last video, I showed you how to poke the battery wires through the battery end caps, and that's what we've got here. The wires have already been tinned, so they're ready to solder to the battery terminals. Soldering to the battery terminals is pretty easy. Just like how you tinned the wire ahead of time, you're going to want to put a glob of solder on the terminal as well. Remember, this terminal is really large, it has a high thermal mass, so you're going to want to hold it with something or put it on a table that can take a lot of temperature, because this piece of metal is going to get pretty hot. The way we do it is, first just like when we were tinning, we put a little bit of solder on the tip of the soldering iron that'll allow thermal transfer, and then we touch the soldering iron to the piece of metal and give it a few moments to heat up. Eventually the piece of metal under the iron will get hot enough, and you can see that's happening here, where I can just touch the solder to the battery terminal. It's not even touching the soldering iron. And you want to be pretty liberal. You want to get a nice big glob of solder here. So I've got that here. And then while it's hot, you might as well just start getting ready to attach it to one of the wires. So now I have the tinned wire here, and I'm just going to push that against it and really allow the heat to go between both of them. Oops, fell off for a second there. And what we're looking for is this nice bridge of solder that's kind of oozing into everything. This is also a little bit mechanical. We want it to hold the wire so that it doesn't pop off. So there we go. And then once again, remember, this has a really high thermal mass, so it's going to stay really hot for quite a while. So once you've soldered it, you just want to give it a minute or two to kind of cool down before handling it or moving on to the next one. So after this, we're going to solder the other pieces. You want to make sure that you get it right. This is the 36 centimeter wire, and because there's a button terminal on this end, we're going to want a spring terminal on the other end. And then for the 1 meter wire, if we put a button terminal on one end, the other 1 meter wire, we're going to want a spring terminal. We'll make a diagram of that and show it to you, but just as long as you're careful, you should get it right.